PixelJunk Radio, episode 16. I'm Ariel Angelotti, and with me are Dylan Cuthbert.
Cheers. I'm just cheering you.
Yes.
Come-bye.
Come-bye.
Oh, il est podcast.
That was Damon.
Come-bye, mon ami.
And we have two very special guests this episode.
We've never had two guests before, have we?
Oh. No, we haven't. This is true. We have Gary Coleman here.
As Master Chief.
After I just learned I wasn't even a guest anymore.
That's supposed to be a step up. You're supposed to be happy about it.
Garnett and Dylan got the bad beer, and then Chris got the good beer.
We haven't introduced
No,
not
at all.
Yeah.
Who's this Chris then?
Who is this
person?
Yeah.
I'm Chris Kohler. I'm the video games editor at Wired.com, and I get the real beer.
Yeah.
You know, and you have a little past connection with Q Games, don't you? From way back.
Do I have it? Oh, from way back, yeah. Well, I mean, I used to live in Kyoto. Actually, today we were sightseeing, and we went back to the old house where I used to live.
Oh, really?
It's down by the Higashiyama post office on Gojo, and it's gone. It was an old Japanese house. It was an old house, like it had no like indoor plumbing originally, and they had like kind of hot wire plumbing in there, and there was a toilet. You had to go through like this little garden to get to the toilet they had put back there. Yeah. But it was old Japanese. That was my 1 year living in an old Japanese house.
Now it's gone.
It is gone. It is very much gone. Yeah.
Can I totally put you on the spot about something? I'm either going to embarrass myself or embarrass you. I don't know what's going to happen.
On a Japanese toilet?
Or no, it has nothing to do with the Japanese toilet. We already discussed.
One man leave.
Okay. So I was one of the hot pink shirt wearing helpers at GDC 2008. Okay. I was at this East meets West party.
Yes.
I was there.
I think 2008 was like the last year they did that, right?
Oh, really?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was there.
Was it in Jillian's?
I was there as well.
Was it like
what?
I was there.
Are you serious?
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
This is bizarre.
Wasn't that one where they showed the video of the Korean movie?
I don't.
I remember.
I wasn't there for that.
What was that Korean CG movie with the CG monster in it?
Oh, was it the horror film?
Yeah, the horror one. Was it horror? No. But they showed it at the last East meets West party.
Well, I talked to you there, and
really?
I didn't know who you were at the time.
Okay.
And
So
I
you were
was
really rude.
No, I just.
I didn't know who you were either. So we're all.
Right. You don't even know what you're saying.
Yeah, right.
No, I asked.
She's like, the toilet's over there.
I don't know. Yeah.
You told me that Ueda-san was there.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
You told me that Ueda-san was there, and I was like,
Do you remember?
Was she? Well, I mean,
yeah.
He goes to those.
Yeah. But I was like, shit, I don't know what Ueda-san looks like.
Oh, okay.
Stuff there. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh man, he's in this room.
Right.
I don't know what he looks like.
I'm
sorry.
I have a number if you want.
I know you.
Why would I? Yeah. Why don't you just call him?
Yeah, let's call him up. Let's get him on the podcast.
You both make
Or
games.
your boyfriend, the Konami guy, could ask him. Maybe he knows him.
That's true. Yeah.
The
The Konami guy or the Q Entertainment guy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Like
Multiple
a
virtual
record.
boyfriends.
Like a record.
I was, no one from Q Entertainment ever like gave me his card.
Oh no. We were just talking about virtual boyfriends.
Yeah.
Oh, gee. Okay.
By the way, I need a bit of clarification
Okay.
because you had an awkward pause in something you said. You said, "Oh, I was the hot, pink shirt wearing one at." So you were hot. And
Was
you were
there a-
wearing or the
No.
color of
I
the
was
shirt
talking
was
about
hot?
the
Was it
color.
hot pink? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking about
Okay.
the color.
I
There
think
was a
hot pink
pause
was
in there. I
hot
wasn't
pink
sure.
was the adjectival phrase. It was
Right.
not
Yes.
it was not a serial comma.
Yes. And I think my hair was kind of nasty then as well. So not that kind of.
I think Chris just remembered.
Not at all. Not at all. It's nice to meet you again,
Nice
though.
to meet you
Very
again.
nice to meet you
Well,
again.
And then I would see you at like random places. Like I went to TGS.
I'm highly memorable. Yes, I don't know what it is.
Like I went to this Tecmo party for press types at TGS 2000. It was the year. It was right after I moved to Japan, so it was 2008.
Okay.
And I was supposed to be there because I wasn't pressed, but someone stuck me in.
Okay, all right.
And like I didn't want to talk to you because I wasn't supposed to be there, and I didn't want to.
You
I didn't want to like,
call
who are
attention
you?
to
And I was
yourself.
like,
Right.
I'm an English teacher. But like I would see you there, and I would see you random places.
Huh.
And then
I always bump into him in random places as well.
Well,
I'm stalking you.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that's how
Everywhere.
that works out. Yeah, right.
You bumped into Duncan,
Me and
didn't you?
everybody else.
Oh.
I did. Yeah, I saw
yeah,
Duncan
yeah.
like at Tokyo Game Show like last year or something.
That's
Just like
awesome.
say hi.
Yeah.
By the way, Duncan is a punk for not being here today.
Yeah.
He's a punk.
It's okay.
Duncan, you're a punk for not being here.
We were looking forward to getting him and you on the same podcast.
I know.
Yeah.
It would have been so good. It would have been so good.
I know it's a lost opportunity.
Duncan's normally a regular on the podcast.
Oh, no, I see his Twitter handle is written down here.
Yeah, exactly.
I hastily
Which,
where is he?
Which indicated to me, I know his Twitter handle is here, but he's not here.
You should follow him.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, he's
just stalk him.
he's a douche waffle.
Because
Dish crumpet.
Dish crumpet.
We need to bring back
Not
dish
a waffle. That's like Belgian.
Yeah. Oh, dude. So okay. So there's a Belgian guy. You would call him a douche waffle.
Yeah, but he's not
Oh,
Belgian.
I get it.
He's not Belgian.
He's a douche crumpet.
Right, all right.
No, he's not. He's a nice.
He's British. Yeah.
He's nice. He's nice.
that's a douche scone.
It's getting worse, man.
We don't say scone. We don't pronounce it.
He
So-
says scum.
So
What do you
like,
say?
Scone.
Scone?
so are like people
love scone,
from
dude.
Spain or something? They'd be like douche tacos or like.
Right.
I don't think
They
they
could be a douche
have
frittata.
tacos. Yeah.
Hey,
In Spain.
I ain't going to
No,
Spain.
no.
Douche fajita.
Douche, no, you're thinking
that how that's pronounced?
Mexico.
We made fajitas last night, and so that
Oh.
but they were
They didn't work.
No, they were delicious. They were sukiyaki fajitas.
Oh, great. That's great.
They were fantastic.
That sounds
Is fajita really how it's pronounced?
Fajita.
No, vagina.
What did you just say? Oh,
No,
it is that kind of podcast.
Unless you decorate them with rhinestones.
Yeah. Anyway, for Spain, you want douche.
Yo, you
paella.
vagisled?
Paella, yeah.
Vagitalum.
Yeah.
Vagitalum.
Vagitas.
I'm sorry.
They'll be vajazzled.
We're really good.
It's
Vajazzling.
Vajazzled.
Oh, God. Is that what you bring
Decorated
sprinkle the
Decorating your fajitas. That
to
sounds
drop all the
like.
sparklies on your...
Well,
Yeah.
You know, that's what you want to see when you peel that taco open.
That is a hit product. If you were to sell that in America...
That would-
Vajazzles. Vajazzles.
It would...
Little beads for your fajita.
I buy that. I would eat one of those every night.
Every night.
I would eat
Every
one of
night.
those every night.
You would open it up
No,
and you would...
gentlemen, America is in an economic crisis right now. And in tough times like this, the first thing you cut back on are tiny glittering beads for your Mexican food. That comes off the budget immediately.
You got it. Yeah, that's true.
You could do the dessert variation where it's like you take a Choco Taco and just apply sprinkles to it.
That's true, yeah.
Right.
Or you could support bulk orders. I mean, I'm sure like a kilo of sparklings is quite cheap.
Oh, yeah. Nothing.
Oh yeah, on a per sparkly basis, it's like a steal. It's ridiculous.
If you buy
to
one
know.
at a time, it's way too expensive.
You know, for a brief second there, I thought you were actually trying to play the classy card.
No.
You are not gonna. No.
This is the wrong podcast for that.
Oh, God.
Although it's kind of fun if we do have a straight guy to play off, but
Are you?
we've
calling
never
us-
had one. We've never had
Are you
one.
calling us
Straight.
So evidently they don't have to worry about that so much in the U.S. Army anymore, since
Oh, yeah.
don't tells, don't ask, don't tell is
Right,
over,
right.
officially
Yeah.
done with.
Yeah.
I'll.
Congratulations.
I will drink to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Congratulations, U.S. Army, for joining
Finally.
20th
Damn time.
century.
Yeah,
Finally.
cheers.
I was actually
decade
just
now,
reading
too
an
late.
article that a bunch of Marines actually this is not even a joke. This is a true story.
Like vajazzles
Went to a no. Yes.
Just like they
It's
got
a
the
show
okay.
of support. Yeah. They vajazzled a flag onto their no.
You should see the inside of their Humvee.
All the bling.
No, they went to a lesbian support center kind of place and recruited. They actually like set up a table and talked to a whole bunch of people. But yeah,
Awesome.
nobody was really interested. It was like you can totally be gay in the military now, and they're just like,
Awesome.
Oh yeah, the military.
You still have to go to Afghanistan. It doesn't really
Yeah, it's like,
still
oh
the
right.
military.
I just remembered that I actually don't want to do that.
Hey, they let us in, but we don't want to go.
Oh dear. Okay, so since there's a
That was a good
little,
start.
yeah, that's a good
Oh
start.
yeah,
That was just the introduction.
Yeah. On this
Yes.
amazing episode of PixelJunk Radio, we will have just a regular drunken disorderly instead of a Duncan disorderly. Since
Just drunken
It's just
disorderly.
drunken
Oh,
disorderly.
okay.
We're just gonna get a little tipsy after a long day at work. So join us. It'll be exciting, and we have another crazy Japanese food segment. We will eat something crazy and Japanese.
The last one was so popular.
The last time, yeah, it was so popular. So we're bringing it back.
Wait,
I'm gonna make it a regular.
What did we eat last time? Because I can't remember.
It was that
The
pink
sakura
sausage.
sausage.
Oh yeah, the
Fish
sucking a
sausage.
sausage.
The pink
Sorry.
thing.
The sucking a sausage.
Yeah. Sucking a sausage.
Sucking a sausage?
Can I tell you what I actually just ate before we came here?
Sure.
We went to do you know Mr. Young Men?
Yeah.
It's still there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still there. Yeah, I know. It's not like how Mr. Donut sells donuts.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Young Men sells donuts. They sell okonomiyaki. But we went down there,
Which is like Japanese pizza, right?
Which is I know.
It's how you describe.
Well, they call it all all kinds of shit. They call it
yeah,
I know. It's like if it was Japanese pizza, it would have like cheese or tomato sauce or bread.
It's like done in an oven.
No, and then you know what's even worse is when they call it Japanese pancake because that's nothing, absolutely nothing. No.
That's going to shock a lot of tourists.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, well, maple syrup and oh god, fish, shaved fish in my mouth.
Are you saying the fish vajazzles?
It hasn't gotten that far.
It's not quite that far yet.
But no. So my girlfriend got the standard okonomiyaki, but they had something. It was, I forget what it was called now, but they described it as being like they called it a 2-ply okonomiyaki, and they basically said it was 2 okonomiyaki with bacon and cheese and mushroom and corn. And then it was
sounds like a pizza,
like a burger, basically.
Pizza, yeah.
They said that because there were 2 of them, and then there was fillings in the center. It was like a burger. And when they brought it over to me, I don't know if it was because it was me that they were bringing it to, but they stuck an American flag in it. And the whole thing was covered in French dressing, which was like hot. So imagine but it was delicious because it was just filled with bacon, cheese, mushrooms, corn. It was like okonomiyaki. We're like, okay, how do we make okonomiyaki for an American? We make bacon, cheese, mushroom, and all that kind of pizza toppings. We do 2 of them, so it's in the shape of a burger. We cover it in French dressing.
And you put a flag on it.
And put a little American flag on it.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That's what's so great about Japan, though, isn't it? I mean, they cater to you.
Yeah.
Right, oh yeah, absolutely. Yes, they were very excited to...
Absolutely.
They were like, what can we do?
They're totally catered for
these people. Yeah, completely. Again, the flag really made it. But it was shockingly good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does actually sound kind of good.
And this is Mr.
I
Little
need
Boy?
it.
Mr. Young Man.
Mr. Little Boy, yeah. Mr. Young Man.
The one indie Shoten guy.
The one right at the beginning of the Shoten.
Yeah.
Miss
It's
it.
been there for 20 or more years.
Shoten Guy. That is your Japanese order of the day brought to you by Q Games. It's been a while since we've
Shoten
had
Guy.
that.
Shoten Guy.
It's a shopping arcade.
Yes.
Which is very fun to try and ride your bicycle through when it's very crowded.
Yes. Not the best thing to do.
I feel like I've passed an exam by having pulled this off successfully
Not
a couple
killed
of
an
times
old
now.
person.
It's like
Yeah.
Frogger on steroids,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, well,
It's like,
so there's like 2 ways you do it, but there's another way where you get behind someone who's going quickly, and then you just sort of like run in their wake. Except then you get like the surprise person who they like dodge around you didn't see coming.
Yeah.
And they're super
As the bicycle
experienced
goes
at it.
but you just-
No wonder shooters are still fun here. Because
Exactly.
people are like they're well trained. They're ready.
I saw a link on the net the other day where they sell you a bike bell that you can walk around with. Like, not on a bike.
Yeah.
So when you're walking fast, and people are, it's in Japan obviously. When you're walking fast and the people just won't get out of your way, you just ring the bell and they just quickly. You had a video showing this person demoing it, and the people just get out of the way.
Look at this image of this chick
down.
in like lycra spandex. She's like speed walking. Put me the arms.
And they just like can't. It's like Moses.
Yeah, because they've been so well, they've done their whole lives, and they hear the sound of the bell, they just get out of the way.
Yeah.
And by the time they realize you're just walking past them, they're like, "Oh, you got me." But yeah.
It's also fun for me as a Westerner because, of course, coming head to head, there's always that moment where someone who's Japanese looks at me and is like, does he know to go left, or is he going to try and go right?
Right.
They try and match your way of thinking.
Here's the
I
thing.
get that sometimes.
Here's the thing. I don't think that actually happens. I don't think it's that much of a conscious decision on that part. Because people try to go left and right, and it's all messed up. People change.
An interesting note about Japan is that in Tokyo, people stand on the left side of the elevator, and in Kansai, West Japan, they stand on the right side.
Or I think it's different from Osaka
Osaka an
and Kyoto
exception.
are different. Yeah.
Osaka and Kyoto, I think, might be different.
I thought Kyoto and Tokyo are on the same
different.
system, but Osaka is the different
That's the thing.
I heard Osaka was the same as Kyoto because it's all comes through.
Osaka's on the right, Tokyo's on the left. Kyoto, I've found people standing on the left and on the right.
That's because we don't really care.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
But the reason why it's different between Osaka and Tokyo is because it comes from samurai and merchants. Like merchant life back in the day.
Okay.
And so for samurai, you don't want to be standing on the sword side.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
And for merchants, you don't want to be standing on the purse side.
Yes. Okay.
So that's exactly why. So it comes from
So the
staircases.
sword side over here, you want to
left.
stand on the left and keep it over this way.
Yeah,
And for the purse side over here, you want to stand on the right and keep it over that way.
Exactly, yeah.
Barely
Okay.
10 minutes in, we've had our word of the day. We've had our cultural moment with Dylan Kohler.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's just throw the whole thing to the wind then.
Great.
Yeah, we're like PBS or something.
Can I talk about bikes in Kyoto some more? Because, like, things... like, I don't get road rage when I'm driving in America, but I get, like, sidewalk rage when I'm on my bike
Really?
here in Kyoto.
Really?
Because you have people going all sorts of different speeds. You got people going really, really slow.
you've
You
seen
got
that,
people
have you?
trying to go past. What I don't get... Well, you also see people texting on their phones. Like, that's a pretty normal thing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
texting and also smoking
kind of
a
annoys
cigarette.
me.
That's kind of...
It's kind of clever though.
I passed...
It takes talent.
That's pretty dexterous.
I passed this guy on the on the way to work occasionally that is reading a book on his way. to,
Wow.
wherever
How'd you
he's
do
going.
that?
That is pretty impressive. isn't
That
it?
is really impressive.
He reads
bit of
a
a feat.
book. Like, and
While he's
I've seen
cycling?
it. Yeah, while
He's
riding
walking.
a bike.
Oh, he's riding a bike?
He's riding a
Yeah.
bike.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. I've read a
riding
book
a bike.
while walking.
Yeah.
That's great.
No, he is reading a book while he's on a bike. Like, I've gotten
That's
pretty good
amazing.
at holding an umbrella with one hand and riding a bike with another.
Yeah, okay.
I can do that.
You
But
gotta-
I'm
you gotta do that.
concentrating.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't get road rage over that. You should be like applauding him. Like, that's like a circus.
Well,
like,
I
it's
don't get
amazing.
road rage about that, but that's pretty freaking ridiculous.
It's crazy. I've never heard of that.
It's
Never heard
really
of that.
ridiculous.
I was actually riding my bike the other day, and then I had stopped because I got an email from Liz. So I'm sitting there looking at my phone, and on my bike, I got hit by a pedestrian. It was just some dude, like, looking at his K-tie and just walks right into me.
And you're on your bike.
And I'm wondering, like, whose fault is this? Like, can I get in trouble for this because I'm the one on the bike?
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
But there are a lot of for Americans out there. I suppose there are a lot of bicycles in Japan. So
Yes.
you don't see
do
so
like
many in America.
Right.
Yeah.
We
And
don't
they ride on-
drive to stores that
the
are
important
13
thing
meters
is
away.
They ride on the sidewalk in Japan, right?
Yeah.
You can drive on the sidewalk,
in the
too.
U.S. You can
You drive cars on the sidewalk.
You drive cars on the
Well, there's only a
sidewalk.
sidewalk on a lot of the roads.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Like, but
it's
you
just like
would
a line.
consider the sidewalk.
Right.
Like, if a car wants to go to Kombini, it could literally get up on the sidewalk, drive down the sidewalk for a little bit, and then pull
And
into
then
the
pull
parking
in.
lot.
That is
Oh,
actually
okay.
illegal, but they do.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, isn't that actually?
But yeah,
It's actually illegal.
But like in the U.S.,
No,
I
but
mean,
there's
if
no
you're
way to get to
biking,
the
you
parking
bike.
lot because there's parking lot, sidewalk, street. You have to go over the.
Yeah, but I think that's probably like a kind of the bending the rules a bit to do that.
But there's no other way to get.
I
to
know,
the
I
parking
know,
lot.
but I think it still is bending the rules.
Ah.
So I think they just got away with it.
I stand corrected.
Huh.
If you spend much time on the 405 in LA, you'll see people doing all kinds of crazy stuff in their cars as well. So,
I bet, yeah.
Right.
I'm sure some of them are reading books while driving.
Oh yeah.
Which is
oh,
cool
yeah.
because if you're on the 405, you're never actually.
actually-
You know,
Yeah.
you're playing a video game or anything. Don't you?
Yeah. Except on the bike, you have to deal with the balance issues
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's-
again,
makes
this
it all
is
more impressive.
This is a country in which gambling is illegal, but you take your pachinko balls over one door over and you trade in them for,
Yeah,
for
no,
money,
the-
right?
the-
So
the
I mean,
little window that
it's
is right next
It's not
to the
the
pachinko.
yes, it's right next to the
But it's a different
pachinko
company.
parlor.
Unrelated.
Yeah, it's a different
Unrelated.
company,
They're not
completely
printed out
unrelated.
the back.
They just buy silver balls for
Yeah.
money. That's all they
That's all
do,
they do.
right? So this is a country that is about the spirit of the law, not necessarily the letter of the law.
Definitely. Which is what makes it kind of fun.
Yes, right.
Everybody's not quite so rigid. It's kind of there's a bit of flexibility there.
Right. But I do have a friend who was starting up a friend of a friend is starting a bar down in here in Kyoto, but over in some other part of town, right?
Okay.
And so one of his friends was like, "Dude, you got to put it." American guy, you got to put a main cabinet in there. You got to put a main cabinet in your bar. That's what all the bars do. They put in a main cabinet. And he's just like,
What?
No, not. He's like, not in this country. Like they actually care and they actually check for that. Like I can't load up 1,000 Japanese video game ROMs onto a cabinet. Like, that's not going to fly at all.
Interesting. Well, so everyone except Jamin actually just got back from Tokyo from TGS.
Oh yes, yeah. That's true. Yeah, we haven't talked about Tokyo.
Yeah, we haven't talked. Yeah, we also haven't
It
talked
was
about.
bloody hot.
Yeah, it was nasty.
It was nasty.
It was a fair bit nasty.
It was,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not. It wasn't as bad as it. I think I remember it as having been in previous years, like walking around Akihabara, just coating myself in my own sweat. But yeah,
But I felt, I don't know, for September, I felt it was like really hot.
Yeah.
It was really hot for September.
Yeah.
It was almost as bad as when I was here last month.
Yeah, no, it was.
Which
It
is
felt
a bit
like
crazy.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the lack of air conditioning in most places
Right.
didn't help as well. You know,
Yeah.
the whole
Sit
reduction.
in
Well, it's funny though. I got to Shinagawa Station when I went up there, and like all the lights are off, because they're electricity and all that. Except they had all these big monitors on display showing how much electricity is being used in Tokyo.
Well,
like really big, like big, you know, 50, 60-inch monitors, and probably about the row. With the Shinagawa, there's like this massive row of monitors, and I was like, what the hell? Switch the lights on, turn those off. Switch the air conditioning on, turn those off.
Switch the air conditioning on, please.
I guess that could have been it. It didn't really. I mean, it was mostly just sort of either in the press lounge or on the Tokyo Game Show floor. So it wasn't, I mean, the floor. I think people were coming back reporting that it was pretty hot.
Yeah, it was pretty hot. I remember standing in line for Resident Evil Revelations and sweating as I was standing. I was just standing in line.
Is that the one made in Canada?
No. This is Revelations is the one I mean, I don't know where it's made.
Yeah,
it's the 3DS one. The Canada one is the shooter, right?
Okay. I was pretty disappointed with it. I'm a huge Biohazard Resident Evil fan.
Okay. Well, let me throw this one. Did you use the slide pad attachment? Because maybe it's better to stick the extra
the whole thing. I did not use the
Frankenstick.
The Frankenstick. I like the way that makes it just so much bigger and easier to hold.
It's like a Game Gear. That's what I've been hoping for my
coloring.
It's like it already had the Game Gear's battery life. Now it has the form factor too.
Because what the 3DS needed was a worse screen to bezel ratio. There's not enough plastic around that screen already. Let's put some more around it.
I think they're trying to get back to that original DS design. The
clamshell.
That's kind of disappointing.
A little known fact, but the guy who designed the clamshell is the guy who did the 2D graphics in X, the original X.
Oh, wow.
Really?
So a little Nintendo factoid for you there.
That only Dylan Cuthbert and a few other people know, probably.
What's that guy's name?
Educational podcast we've had.
What's it?
Sugino-san.
Yes. Okay, I met that guy.
Yeah.
I met him once a long time ago.
Well, so we announced...
did the 2D graphics for
And on the PixelJunk front, we had the PixelJunk 4 AM trailer on show.
We did. It looked damn good on the big screen.
And Ariel, what is PixelJunk 4 AM?
I've never heard of this.
PixelJunk Lifelike has officially changed its name to PixelJunk 4 AM.
Yep. As opposed to unofficially.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it has a life of its own, right? It changes its name random. You don't know what it's doing, right?
Exactly. PixelJunk 4 AM. It's a living thing.
Look, it's 4 AM. You're lucky if we remember what the hell we call it.
Exactly. Yeah, if it's 4 AM. I love that. Was it Twitter? No, the message on the PSN blog when you put that up, and it goes, "Is there a trophy if you play this at 4 AM?"
Oh no, that's great!
Yeah,
I'm like, done. We
that's a great idea.
We need to do that.
Of course, everybody's just going to
adjust the
change their PS.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Oh no, exactly. Right.
If you want that bad, you deserve it.
Exactly. That means that they're into it. Right.
Heck yeah. There's no problem with that.
As soon as they start trophy
we could ping, like a network clock, an internet clock.
To
get the real time.
Maybe you should do that.
Yeah.
We don't play at 4 AM.
If people want to cheat, they can cheat.
I just feel sorry
it's
for
only them that are cheap.
The sorry tester who has to wait.
The 4 AM.
Yeah, the 4 AM every day to test.
That's a great way to get our own back, isn't it? On the testers. Let's have a 3 AM trophy, a 4 AM trophy.
That's just torture.
The 2:37 AM trophy.
And let's put bugs in them.
Oh, no.
So you have to keep trying and trying.
Just ask the tester specifically to verify that the play for 48 hours straight trophy actually works.
Yeah.
Sorry, it'll be fixed this time.
Yeah. Try it again. I'm sure it'll work this time.
Right.
Play fix done.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh,
we
that's
can be
horrible.
mean.
Yeah.
That's
There's a trophy
horrible.
for accidentally cutting yourself and letting the blood get into the moves. It's not quite working, and you were the last person we hired.
No, we should give thanks to our testers. We shouldn't be mean to them. They do a good job most of the time.
Yeah. Everyone else has heard the story, but you probably haven't yet.
No, I'm new. You can tell the story.
You're new. He's the new guy. Back at EA, I won't get into why, but we're falling behind on our bugs, and everyone's staying until like 5 a.m.
Okay.
So our solution to this, and a brilliant solution it was because there was a building for the dev team and then a building for the testers. We went to the tester building early in the morning, and we hung up a giant sign on the door that said, "Mandatory drug test today." None of the testers showed up for work. No, not a single tester came into work that day. And we were able to catch up. We had a whole day to catch up on the bugs. And it worked.
Yeah,
so
and you got yourself caught up.
Yeah, so I just...
not bad at all.
So other devs listening to the podcast, do it.
That's a good trick.
But
but now if testers are listening to the podcast, they're
damn it.
Yeah. However,
foiled again.
You know what? Even if they're listening to it, I wouldn't take that chance.
We know
I wouldn't show up for work and be like, "I've heard this story before," but you can say
next time I tell the story, I'm gonna, instead of saying the words, I'm gonna spell it out because testers can't read.
I
wouldn't say that.
Don't say that.
I'm such a douche crumpet.
To be a good tester, you really have to be good with words. That's for sure.
You have to be really good with the words.
Yeah. Well, so as far as the show was concerned,
It was crap.
It was really small.
Crap.
The Vita was good. Actually, Vita was quite impressive.
The lines were quite long.
I always said Vita in Japanese, but it's actually Vita, isn't it?
Vita.
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 It's actually
Vita.
But it was actually, that was actually quite impressive, I thought, the whole...
Yeah.
And everybody seemed to react really nicely to it as well, which is good.
Yeah.
But really well to it.
yeah. Well, they had
fight it out.
Sony did not. I don't want to get too deeply into this, but Sony did not do a very good job getting media access to the Vita.
All right.
God, do you want
it was
to
pretty
go
into the media.
I mean, so actually, it was again, to bring my girlfriend up. It was because she could not go. Sony had this grand plan where they were going to bring all of the U.S. media and take them on a boat ride.
Oh, right.
A boat ride around Odaiba, basically.
Right.
And what they said was, we're gonna put you on a shuttle, take you to the boat. You're gonna get on the boat, and then on the boat, you will get access to all of the Vita titles. You'll be able to play all of the Vita titles for your previews. And it's like Thursday night. It's like, cool. My girlfriend could not go because she's not a video game journalist. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to send my freelancer because I don't want to abandon her in Tokyo, basically, and say, all right, I'm off to, have a nice trip on a boat, and now you're stuck in Makuhari, right? Yeah. So I said, okay, well, I'll send my freelancer, and we went and did something else, and we went to Otaru, right?
Oh,
and,
okay.
And
guys didn't get together.
So did you go on the boat?
Oh, I went on the boat.
Oh,
you went on the boat?
Yeah. So, at this point, maybe I'll turn it over to you, Garnett.
No, I'm not.
Actually
I'm respectfully declining to wait.
Oh, come on.
Long story short, what I had heard of is that, first of all, it didn't take them a half an hour to get to the boat. It took them maybe between an hour and a half and 2 hours on the bus.
Well, that was because of a number of this is a really dumb story. No one's going to be interested in this story. It's a really really dumb story.
Right. Well, it's also...
Let's put it this way. Or typically, when you're on time in Japan, you're late, right? Mm-hmm. So if someone says 5:30 to leave on the buses, you anticipate you should be there at 5:15.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
And actually, most of us who are experienced enough to have been around enough to be invited by Sony know these things. So we're all there ready to leave at 5:15.
You're ready for wheels up at 5:30.
Yeah. The buses didn't. We didn't leave Makuhari until at least 6.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And then we take off on these two big coaches, full-size buses. And we're driving. We wind up in this, we're on the highway for a while, and then we turn off and we're in
Where'd you go?
It was just past Tokyo Disney, and you know where the canals are?
Out there.
Yeah. You know the canals just past Tokyo Disney? So we turn off into a sort of residentially suburban area there.
Yeah.
And we're driving down this like 2-lane street, and the bus in front of us does the most amazingly silly-looking maneuver of it looks like he's jackknifing the bus in the middle of... it's literally is a one-lane each direction road.
I heard he tried to do like a 3-point turn, basically, in a giant bus out of Japanese street.
Right. So our bus driver sees this mess and obviously decides, I'm going to go past this. Well, that was a bad decision because actually he was supposed to stop there because it wasn't a single bus ride to get to the boat. It was 2 buses because you had to transfer from the big coach to the smaller shuttle coaches that would take you to the actual dock to get on the boat. Yeah. So our bus driver now is proceeding down this little street, and he decides he's not going to do that same move. and oh, by the way, because of safety issues, he couldn't just let us off and let us cross the street because we might get hit if we tried to cross this little 2-lane street that has no traffic on it. He drives for about 20 more minutes down the street because he can't find any place to turn. He finally gets to one more major intersection. He decides he's going to try and make a U-turn in the middle of that intersection. Can't do that. Long story short, winds up making a ginormous box during which he does actually try to make this crazy 3-point turn, but almost runs over a moped rider and then decides, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Then we get on little buses, and now the little buses take us to the boat. And the boat is this... how do you demo... It's a banquet boat.
Oh,
it was nothing more than a banquet boat.
Yeah.
So there really wasn't any space. You think about it as a developer, you would expect, I'm going to sit down with somebody and try and show them my game. Yeah. But there was just long banquet table with food. And so we went.
There's no way to demo. So
we went on our cruise, and
they had the Vitas there, did they?
No, see, they didn't apparently at first. What I heard was they sat them all there, so they're super late, right? They sit everybody down, and it's like time for an hour and a half long meal, right? which apparently, silver lining, was pretty good, but at the same time, it's like when it's like when you pick somebody up at the end of Tokyo Game Show and you say we're not going to drop you back off in Tokyo until like late at night. There has to be food in there somewhere because otherwise nobody gets to eat anything. So there's food and people eat it, but it's sort of like it's getting very late. Where are these PlayStation Vitas? Yeah, exactly. So then finally, apparently, after all of that stuff, people are plotting escapes, but they took their shoes at the beginning of the whole thing. And apparently I think the shoes were on shore, right? I don't even know where the shoes were.
The shoes
were they on the boat?
No, so there's a very orderly system of numbered shoe boxes.
Yeah, but they're locked up. Yeah.
And so you had to wait your turn for your number to be called before you could get on the shuttle to go back to where the buses were. However, the buses were only going to Shiodome and Makuhari, so if you were actually trying to go back to central Tokyo, you were sort of...
That was the thing. If you were going back to central Tokyo, the bus took you to Shiodome and dropped you off a 15-minute walk away from the nearest train station, which is as far as you can get from a train station in Tokyo before you're heading back toward another train station.
I flagged a cab.
No, that's what people did. People got cabs, and they ended up...
So basically, 7,000 yen cab.
So we're skipping over the actual PlayStation Vita thing, which apparently was... Eventually, they were all like, okay, now you can play the Vita. And about, 6 people then produced a Vita from their pocket. So basically, they had a boat full of 40 people, 40 people, 6 Vita units.
6 Vita units.
Some of which were playable, some of which were not.
Right.
A lot of the games, apparently... 7?
It was 11.
11. Excuse me. 11. Okay. Total of 11 units. It was still a very low amount of units. And they had gameplay for how long?
Well, it was. Let's just say it was a less than effective or efficiently conceived PR exercise.
So basically,
from which lessons hopefully have been learned.
They took a ton of media, and basically, Thursday night is a really important night because Tokyo Game Show is over. You've just done a whole bunch of work. People are going to be waking up in the morning looking for all the previews, right? Yeah. And so they took a whole bunch of journalists and took their entire evening
them out.
from 5 until they didn't get back until my freelancer did not get back to where he was staying back in Makuhari until I think he said he went to
after
sleep at 1 a.m. Yeah, he got after midnight, and all that time he couldn't do any work. He had tons of stuff to file, couldn't do any of it, and he managed to play on the boat Sound Shapes. And
which is apparently great.
And Wipeout. Yes, apparently fantastic. I know it's good because we already previewed it at E3.
Yeah,
he's like, okay, where's Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom? Where's Lord of Apocalypse? Or all the games that were just sort of announced, and some of them weren't even there.
On the upside, I got a Gravity Days demo.
Oh, you did?
Okay, there you go.
And it's fantastic.
But that was what everybody was trying to get to.
Really knocked it out. It's a really good game.
People are saying
that's
some
one
good
of the
things
ones
about
I was
Gravity
interested in
Days.
as well.
Yeah.
It's quite cool because the whole thing is a play on Go Anywhere 3D.
Yeah.
And because of if you can get your head around the idea of using the Vita as a sort of windscreen, view screen into the world, then the gyroscopic camera positioning system is pretty clever.
Yeah.
And you can use it also with the stick, so you can use it in tandem. You can use you can kind of use the windscreen as or the Vita as a course adjustment, and then use the thumbstick to sort of dial in exactly where you want to see.
Yeah. Okay.
It worked really well. That was pretty cool.
It's
sort of like a certain Star Fox game that I just played. I was going to say. I feel
we
like
have a similar thing in Star Fox 64.
Yeah.
So, where we use a hybrid version.
Clever.
Yeah, it's quite clever.
Someone should think of that.
Wonder which one patented it. Do you hear about the patent law change?
I know you guys love to talk about your patent law. Patent laws.
The patent law.
Patent laws.
Patent.
That's a disaster way down.
I see.
Yeah. So it's going to be first to file.
What a bad idea.
It just seems a bit kind of weird to me. It means that all the big companies can quickly file all the patents, and all the little companies who have to wait.
Well, yeah, because the major corporations in America have entire patent departments.
That's true,
in which they are trying to get
just
one step ahead
file
and churn out.
patents as
Can we
quickly as
patent this? Can we patent this? Can we patent this? Can we patent this?
And there's that company.
Yeah, they're brute forcing it. They'll brute force the system.
Yeah.
We should just pick one particularly useful algorithm or data structure.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if there's previous.
No, it doesn't matter.
We'll just pick it
it
and patent it, and then we're good. We'll be rich.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what isn't patented? Which should be.
Should I cover the mic so we can
patented.
discuss this in private?
No.
don't know
Okay,
if
so
this
this is a little teaser.
Earwax.
for our next
Push-up
segment.
bras.
No, it's not. It's not push-up. I'm sure that's. I'm sure.
Oh, are you
push-up
trying to
bras are
segue?
nice. I'm trying to segue.
Oh, let's go.
It's a segue.
It's a segue. Scrunchy segue.
Scrunchies, they're really cool. Are these things you put in your hair?
Slap bracelets.
Wait, you're
Slap
saying-
bracelets.
That shit is patented.
Wait, how is the
No
segue
way.
not patented? It's
Pink
like the
sausages?
best.
Oh, no.
Grape pops. No.
You know,
No.
we should make something to put around these beer cans to keep them cold.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
That is brilliant.
Ice.
Ice. Smooth patent. No, I want to tease for our next segment. Which will be our crazy Japanese food segment, which we haven't figured out a name for this segment. So if you have any ideas, send them to us
Crazy
on
Jay-Z.
Twitter. Crazy Jay-Z.
I don't know. Crazy Jay-Z.
Ariel puts stuff in her mouth.
No,
It could be something like-
no, that's inappropriate. That's inappropriate. We'll not do that.
Well,
We will
it's
not do
Jamie
that.
Bean.
Oh,
What are you doing?
tisk.
Yes, what are you doing, Jamie?
We can call it Jamin put something in his mouth.
I have a
that'd
lot
be
of class, but
There's
unfortunately
already
it's
a
all
segment.
lower.
Yeah.
already
In his
a-
own private podcast. There's no one else
Listeners.
in it.
Yeah.
No one else listens.
And you can just call it something simple like sampling.
Okay, sampling. Sampling is good.
Sampling.
Sampling. Okay, so we're gonna go into a break a little bit
Okay.
to lead us out, or lead us into the break. We have a very exclusive.
So what are we doing in the break?
Well, during the break we're going to be playing some music.
Oh, cool.
Some
Like,
special
like
music.
elevator.
It is not elevated
I'm going to be
music.
back over here on 4 a.m. again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 a.m. Yeah.
No, we have some very special music prepared for you from PixelJunk SideScroller. This is the
Oh,
first
nice.
you're going to hear
Oh, that'd be nice.
of the music from PixelJunk SideScroller if you've never played it at E3 or Gamescom or some other place like that. So we have Camel Hump, which is don't say anything, Jamie. Don't. It's Camel Hump Photographic, which is one of the exclusive tracks from PixelJunk SideScroller. So give that a listen and enjoy.
What a great name for a track.
Seriously.
Camel hump photographic.
Not suggestive at all.
No, it's just.
Not
Oh, it's a
Just totally
camel's
innocent.
hump.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, no.
Jamie can't even say anything right now. His face is.
It's not a bit purple.
Breathe, Jimmy. Breathe. You'll be all right, buddy. Breathe. In, out, in.
Okay,
out.
okay.
Yeah, you got it.
I just find it weird that a furry would talk about camel hump.
Oh God! Oh, we brought the furry thing back.
Yeah.
There were furry.
It never really went away.
Yeah, I guess so.
Found it.
Oh, found it.
About lunch.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Okay, so we're back from the break now. Or back from the break.
We are?
Yeah, we're
Oh,
back.
wow.
Yeah, I was super fast.
I feel like I didn't even
think you
get
got a
much
cut
of a break. I feel like I don't feel rested.
No, it's just like, this is the real
do you need
Japanese
a
break.
bathroom
Do we just
break?
go
yeah,
in
yeah.
the bucket?
Yeah. No, we got empty cans here.
That's true, yeah.
Well,
Well, Jamie was telling me about the truck. Was it you were telling me
Yeah,
about the truck?
they have commercial devices now, so you don't have to stop and pee. You just like hook it up to your wang.
It's called a catheter.
Catheter. A Texas catheter.
What does that mean?
That sounds like a weapon from Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah, it does. doesn't it?
Okay, so I
Along with the
have.
3 Mexicans in the garden.
I really have to admire, Ariel, your insistence to keep us on topic and keep the podcast
She's
moving along.
good.
Yeah, you are.
Really?
We fight
Yeah.
pretty hard against it.
Right. No matter what it is we're saying,
matter
she's like,
how-
okay, and now we are eating food now.
I can absolutely attest that she is unflappable.
I'm glad you noticed, because I always tell her off a bit.
I know, right?
Hey.
Oh. Yes. There were a few crosstalks there.
I know.
I'll just tee them up for you, Jamin. You can.
I'm only hoping that your main conversation drowns out what was being said.
We have a polite conversation going with it.
I don't know what.
Yeah.
With our podcast, we have multiple lines of thought going on, so it's always worth another listen, isn't it?
This is true. This is great
Yep.
incentive to give us another listen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I feel that when you're saying something that's on target, it's kind of like my chance to sneak something in that I hope other people don't hear. But if you go back and listen to it again, you
they can
hear
pick it up. Yeah.
Or, folks, you might want to tell your friends to subscribe to the PixelJunk Radio podcast and assist you in your analysis.
And review us on iTunes.
Listen for the silky smooth sounds of Master Chief.
That's Garnett.
Whatever his name is.
Okay, so I've been wrestling around with a plastic bag because I have a special food item prepared that I brought back from Tokyo. Something that.
Okay. All right.
You didn't really prepare it, so.
I had to buy it. I had to purchase it with my own money.
We did go on an adventure.
Yeah.
We went on an adventure to get
surprise?
Is it Gary Coleman?
It's not Gary Coleman.
Is it eyeball soup?
No.
If you pulled this bag up and it was like Gary Coleman's head.
Yeah,
it is.
It is.
Well, the funny thing is, the worst. Even if it was his body,
Best
it's still
podcast.
Can we tell them where it's from?
Is it chilled monkey brains?
No, I can tell you.
monkey brains.
I can tell you that it is from Platform 6
You
of
go
Akihabara.
to Bangkok Palace.
We will not go to Bangkok
From
Palace.
platform 6 of the train station.
From
yes.
platform 6.
Okay.
It's from Akihabara?
Yeah.
Okay. For platform 6.
I bet you know what it is.
Is it in a can?
It isn't again.
Oh no, it's not edible underwear.
Is it underwear?
Yes, it's fruit rolls.
Can I guess?
Yeah, I think you know it.
Is it bread in a can?
It's bread in a can.
Nailed it.
Can.
Nailed it in one.
So we have
can.
milk cream flavored, and this is matcha, which is like
I'll take
green tea
matcha.
flavor. You should-
Actually,
okay, well,
Yes, I voted for the matcha. That was my pick.
That sounds pretty good, actually. Isn't it?
So
Don't you think?
We had a tough time. You know, there's
gonna be
like lots of
quite
different
fresh,
varieties.
I would imagine so. Yeah.
There were a significant number of varieties to choose from. It was like 6 or so.
blueberry.
This
Wow, are you
was.
okay?
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, Dylan cut himself.
Oh,
Oh no! Wait,
It's
okay.
It's all
good.
quite good.
Yeah.
I've been injured.
It's it. No, the bread has a defense mechanism, like how plants have thorns. If you try to eat it, it cuts you.
Yeah, that is a defensive. We were making fun of the bread.
Right. I
Yeah,
was.
You can sue yourself for working.
So yeah, Akihabara.
There's like a milk toast one,
You
sort
can-
of course, and then there's like the blueberry one.
Yep.
There was another. There were several sweet varieties.
For those of you who
Several
can't see
varieties.
this, so all of
Gothic
you.
Yeah,
made.
explain.
Yes. Go on.
It's like it looks like a can of soup, but then you pop open the tab on it, and there's just bread in there.
Well, I think
Covered
if you've
in-
ever had
covered
one
in
of those
paper.
electric bread makers that were popular in the States about a decade ago.
I remember
They're
that.
very popular here.
Are they still popular?
are they?
No, you can make bread out of rice here.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Well, of course,
It's quite amazing.
good. But I mean, there were these mechanical bread makers that for a while were popular in the United States, where you throw stuff in there and you
Oh, it
press the
smells,
button.
it smells
That's what.
And it makes a very
smells
mechanical looking loaf, which is very
It's gonna be
similar to what
it
these
smells
look
like
like.
bread. Yeah, I
No,
mean,
but
it's
that's
not.
exactly what's catching on right now in Japan.
Oh, really?
And there's like all the top makers, all the like Panasonic,
some.
everything are making bread makers here, and they have like they do everything. They can make like French rolls or baguettes.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's weird though because
Do you think they make douche crumpets?
Unfortunately, not. But Jamie does.
I've been making.
We should patent that.
Yeah, we should definitely.
Jim
patent
and I
that.
made douche crumpets. Not so long
Yeah,
ago.
we had a sleepover party the other day,
Awesome.
and
Yeah, well,
yeah, we were like watching episodes
Office
of like
Clarissa
Office Wife,
Explains It All,
Clarissa Explains
and
It All, and
Space
Space Ghost, and
Yeah.
I made crumpets, and she made eggs and bacon, and then we like put them together, and
It was really good.
shit was great.
It's good, was it?
Yeah,
It was really
I think
good.
McDonald's already has that patented though.
Are we
Damn it.
actually
Chicken
made
roast is real.
these?
Yeah,
Oh, I
that's
think
the
so.
thing.
it looks
That's
like bowl cake.
You
So-
can eat it with your left hand.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't think I should pick
It's
it with my
everybody.
right.
Remember to follow at PixelJunk Radio on Twitter for your chance to win a tissue covered in Dylan Cuthbert's blood.
I will release this. For charity.
Wait, since this is Japan, what blood type are you, Dylan?
Oh,
I'm
Oh my
actually.
god. It tastes like
Bread.
it tastes like bread in a can.
Don't eat the part with the paper on it because the end is all paper.
I actually thought I was O until I was about 36 years old.
Really?
oh.
And then we.
You can't be 36 yet.
Yes. No. Well, yes.
You look so young.
And then we were talking about these health checks we have in Japan. Like every year we have mandatory health checks, and and they gave me a card that said I was A.
Oh yeah.
So when I was 36, I discovered I was A. Lucky I didn't have any accidents until then.
Oh yeah, and be like, yeah, I'm O.
Yeah,
Put whatever in me.
Exactly.
No, does anyone sitting here actually...
Sorry. No. O is the universal donor.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it would have been okay.
But yes.
Oh, if I had O.
I don't actually know.
Which he did.
This is difficult to actually eat one-handed, I have to say.
Yeah. Do you want me to tear it for you?
That's right. This is enough.
Should we cut it up into little pieces?
Can I hear
your
console, your Japanese word of the day, which is like impressions. What are your impressions of this?
This is bad.
I know, it is right in the can.
Let me venture, this is not very good.
This is really bad.
Yeah. Well, this is, you live in Japan, the land of amazing bread.
Yeah.
Whereas so you just roll into any convenience store and buy a bread product, and it's probably going to be pretty okay. Yeah. This is worse than any convenience store.
I'm not
bread.
sure this is actually 100% bread.
I don't know what it is. It's like sugar.
Isn't bread like the cheapest thing in the world? What filler are they putting in here?
It could be a recycling project.
Well, see, the weird thing is that I actually, first time through, I had, instead of the bread, eaten the paper.
Oh.
And then when I ate the bread, I was like,
the paper was a little better.
Yeah.
Have some of this
I
beer.
should go put a Band-Aid on this, I think. I'm going to put a Band-Aid
Yeah.
on.
Do you want me to get you on? I can go back.
Or we get you a little super glue.
Super good.
No, it's fantastic.
Do you know anything about blood types? Like, what is... like,
carry on without me.
No problem.
Are we going to be on... Okay, you don't want us to go on a break while you're gone?
No, I never liked that guy.
Let's wait till he closes the door.
The bit we got at the end.
This was
So what's the deal with that guy?
Seriously, man, I have to listen to him like all day. God. All day. He just talks and talks like I care what's being said, and it's my god.
You were gonna say something, Jamie. What was that?
Are you trying to save my job?
Lucas starts tiring.
I was saying, do you actually know what the blood types mean? Because I can never keep it straight. Like, one blood type is supposed to be the one that no one wants to work with.
For like
No,
Japanese
it's like the
fortune
kind.
telling? Yeah, okay, yeah.
A is the good one.
Okay, all right.
B is the bad one. B is like the my pace. They go at my pace.
Yeah,
pace,
the
like
doing your own thing.
Yeah. I forget what A, B, and O are like. I found out for the first time that I am A.
You've got A's?
Well, I could have told you you're A.
I'm A, which was a surprise because, people would always guess what my blood type was, and it was like a little game that I would play when they would ask me. And I was like, "What blood type are you?" And I don't know.
I have the slightest idea what blood type I am.
I don't know either. I should probably find out. What blood type do you have to be to think that putting green tea into bread is a good idea?
Actually, it is a good idea, just not in this case. Your problem is not with the idea; it's with the implementation.
It's with the execution.
Yeah.
Got it.
I think the milk one, the milk cream
Milk
one
cream
is not
bread?
as bad as the matcha one.
The thing is, I can't stop eating it because I just haven't eaten anything.
You think this one? You think this one's worse than?
Yeah, I do.
I don't know. I mean.
I like the connoisseur face you're making. You
both
take a little bite and you stare off.
They both taste like cotton balls. They taste like cotton balls mixed with cardboard.
I mean, that's what you have to do to get bread into a can.
I guess.
Which raises the question: why the f*** are you putting bread into a can in the first place?
Earthquake.
That is a good question.
Earthquake.
Okay.
You have to have cans of bread in case of an earthquake.
No, I think you can survive without bread if there's an earthquake. You can probably just have cans of something that tastes good out of a can, like chili.
I went to a date
or beer.
The DIY store
the
other day. And they just had like a can full of crackers. And I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm going to buy a can of crackers. And I took it home and I ate it, and it tastes like regular crackers. And my wife kind of looks at it and she's like, something's not right about this. And looks at the back of it, and they turn out to be like emergency earthquake crackers.
Of course.
So,
earthquake crackers.
Of course.
So now when I see stuff in a can, like crackers or bread or underwear, I think like, if there's an earthquake.
Crackers or bread or underwear. Or underwear.
Listen.
Underwear.
Sometimes, in dire times, sometimes there's an earthquake and you can't get to your usual supplier of girls' panties. And
Yeah.
you have to have one under the sink just in case.
I actually don't have a
Are you
usual
laughing
supplier,
at earthquakes?
No.
Earthquakes are serious business.
Actually, if any hardcore fans of PixelJunk Radio want to go back to the podcast that came
that
out
was bad.
during March,
Yeah.
which was when the earthquake and tsunami happened. So we had recorded a podcast episode before it happened, but we were planning on releasing it shortly after. And during an area of the podcast, we were joking about earthquakes. And it was it was really bad. It was like real. I had to cut part of it out.
Even worse, when the earthquake actually happened. Because normally I guess it was one of my first earthquakes. So the earthquake happened, and I'm like, oh, this is so cool. This is so awesome. There was an earthquake, and I'm running around all happy and stuff.
Well, that's what we were talking about. I was like, earthquakes are awesome.
5 minutes later, everyone's gathered around the TV. I'm like, cool, let's go see how strong it was. I look at it, and
you're like, oh.
Like a bridge is like floating down the river, and I'm
Right.
like, that's not cool.
Yeah, that was just the most depressing day ever. Because everyone's trying to get in contact with their family and friends in the area. I had lived in the Tohoku region for 2 years of my life, and I lived in a port town on the eastern border. So I was watching my quote unquote hometown on the news, like waiting for the tsunami to come in, and like when it was coming in, and thankfully they didn't get hit very hard. But oh god,
that situation didn't work out.
Everyone was like, oh, no one could call people, and you were waiting for, you know, calls or text messages from their friends and family. It was.
I was like watching. I think I was watching Twitter when it happened, you know, and I just, you know, was just like, wow, earthquake. Hey, wow. Hey, this earthquake is still going.
Yeah.
Hey, wow, this earthquake is still going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting the impact it had on the game design business here, and the cancellation of disaster. What's that, number.
It's amazing how much you can still bleed.
Really?
Oh yeah,
It's the infection out.
Yeah, I just macaron it. You know, they have it's like what you call it in America, the antiseptic.
Oh, like
Listerine,
hydrogen peroxide?
Bactine?
Hydroxide.
Not Listerine.
Hydrogen peroxide.
Is it the red stuff?
That's for
no, it's I don't know what it is actually.
Like Bactine or something?
Yeah.
Whenever I get a cut, I just stick my finger into a bottle of Listerine.
Oh, okay. And that's why your breath smells like blood.
Yeah, that must help.
I gargle with blood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do a little bit. Little old wives' secret.
We did this
with
much.
blood.
Yeah.
We were going to talk badly about you, but that didn't last very long.
Ariel
I'm
stopped
such a
that
nice
immediately.
guy. I'm just such a nice guy.
If you listen back.
Actually, they just wanted to keep their job.
She doesn't let me listen back, so you know.
Oh, really? Oh, no, that's fair. Yeah.
Please do not let him listen back.
I mean, the second you start letting him listen back, this operation is over.
It's gone.
This little experiment goes down the.
You know what I really admire about you, Dylan?
Yes.
Your sense of humor.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
When I listen back.
Yes.
Right. So now that we're finished,
now
now that we're finished eating this garbage, I wanted to pick up on the thread of you had
There was a
mentioned.
significant amount of it eaten, by the way.
Well, there's 5 of us, and there wasn't that much of it.
Oh, look, you left a bit for me.
Oh, we did. We wanted to make sure that you.
I really do not want that.
No, that's perfectly fair. But you had brought up that I had actually had a bit of a history with Q games.
Oh, yes.
It is true because of course I used to live
book.
in Kyoto, and I was writing a book on Japanese video games, it's called Power Up. How Japanese video games gave the world an extra life.
You're that guy? Yeah. This like gets better and better.
Yeah.
You were all ready to just like make fun of me and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, the first time he was on the podcast, I gave him a picture of Wu-Tang Clan to sign for me. I could have actually printed out a picture of you and got you to sign it.
That's right. You could have printed out a picture of me. Yeah.
Wait, what's the link then?
If you think about it, I have no idea either. I have no idea what he's talking about.
I'm not quite.
But actually, now that he brings this up, that any person that I meet prior to meeting me, they could just print out a picture of me and have me sign it. Now I'm starting to think like, well, why don't more people do that? By more, I mean any, right?
I feel like you have to carry your own pictures pre-signed, ready to go.
Yeah. Not pre-signed, but just whip out the stack of 8.5 by 17s, right? And just be like, here you are, PixelJunk, very nice to meet you guys. Yeah. People are like, wow, he must be really important.
That's how you do it.
Right. But anyway, but I was living here, and I was writing a book on Japanese video games, and I'm like, well, I mean, here I am in Kyoto, and video game developers in Kyoto were pretty much Nintendo, and then Q Games, and then Vitae. And so we ended up talking to Dylan and to Giles, and to getting a whole lot of great backstory on their whole history,
photos, right?
and some photos. Some good photos in there. And it was very great for that part of the book because I think it gave people a very interesting perspective, and for me it was good because if I do another book, I want it to be exactly like that chapter in Power Up, and I think that was the one I was the most proud of because it really had that human element, and it was good because you guys, were very open about like kind of telling the stories that how you guys got here, and it just felt a little bit less like a rundown of like video games and more of the story of people.
Yes, It was really, it was definitely. I mean, even though I was reading about myself, but to put that to one side, it was still actually a very good read, like to read through and all the sort of little anecdotes and stuff.
Thank you. I'm glad you think so.
No. We got the Japanese version as well.
Oh, you do?
In Japan, didn't
you? I have like 3 copies of that. That's it, and I've never seen another one before ever. No, exactly. Right. Yeah.
No, it's pretty cool. That was way back though. That was like
that was 2004 when it came out.
Yeah,
the Japanese version I think was.
I mean,
like
when
a year
we did the
later.
interviews and stuff, it was like 2003.
2003.
So it was like
Yep.
Pre-Q Games climb to fame.
Oh yeah, no, it was because you guys really had not released much of
we were
anything.
just doing
at that
technology
point.
research.
Yes.
Huh.
Yep. Yeah, and it was just sort of like, and now they've got their own company, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, and thank you for being successful because it makes me look very prescient. Instead of just like, who are these guys? And what do they do? Yeah, why are you writing about them? Yeah.
We were in the old office, we were a little, like it's a much smaller office.
It was a very small office. Yeah. Yep.
It's good fun though. It's good, nice.
Well,
All wooden floors.
I think. Do you think that's a good way to end? A walk down memory lane. Do you think so?
Really, that's the end of the podcast?
End life? Or, what are you putting this bread?
Yeah.
Stop eating the bread, Jamin. It's not good.
But our life might be over.
So let's all hold hands.
I thought that was a sweet moment that you guys had shared.
What's in this Kool-Aid?
I think it wasn't enough.
It's not
like,
Kool-Aid.
There wasn't enough kissing and
Not enough
and, like,
kissing?
Yeah.
Do it out.
That's why we have the table, though, to keep that professional distance.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I see.
There was a little glimmer in his eye. It was like he was in like the photo booth and someone had gone in and added a little extra.
He's talking about Purikura.
Pretty good.
Where you go and you get your photo taken in like this little booth that they have at arcades in Japan, and you can like go and add all this crazy stuff and change your hair color and accentuate your eyes.
You know those when they first came out, when they first appeared in Japan, I found like one, like this when they didn't exist. And there was one arcade which had like one of them at the entrance. And I tried it, and all it was at that time was really just a digital camera and a printer.
Yeah.
And it would print out, like just stickers for you.
Yeah.
And so I tried it, because I just tried all the games at the arcades, and I tried it, and I got this little bank of stickers, and I went to the Pig and Whistle, which is a pub in Kyoto.
Yeah. Wait. The Pig and
Pig and Whistle.
the Pig
and the Whistle.
The Pig and Whistle.
Pig and the Whistle.
At San
The one we went
Japan,
to.
right?
It's the same place.
It's a mining bar.
And I went there, and I had all these little stickers, and I just put them everywhere. And I thought, this is a hit product. Because it's like, no one else is doing it at the time. It's
Right.
like,
You're like a dog peeing to mark your territory.
No, seriously. And then days afterwards, I met a friend, and he said, I saw a photo of you stuck like onto this ashtray in this pub somewhere or this bar, and it's like
Outstanding.
this is going to do well.
Yeah.
And then the next year, just everywhere.
Right, yeah.
And I remember at the time that this cabinet was just so like hacked together. It really was just like you could see the printer cables.
Wow.
Like it was just like
Really?
a printer, like forcibly hooked up to like a feeder.
Well, that's
together.
something else.
And that was it. It's just like a monitor with something running on it.
Right.
They're pretty awesome though. The ones nowadays.
Like, widen your eyes.
Yeah. Well,
Make
God,
Japanese people look
Those
like
are
Western
creepy.
people.
look like aliens. Okay, so
Yeah,
the
they
ones
do,
that
don't
they've
they?
come up with recently, like maybe a year or so ago, are ones that make your eyes look ginormous.
They're
like you are an
horrible.
alien.
Yeah.
They are freaky and they're
freaky.
all the rage.
Yeah.
So what do you do on the screen? Do you just sort of like outline where your eye is?
I think auto
Probably
detect.
just protection, yeah.
It might auto
Yeah, of
detect
course,
it.
probably.
Or you could do it in
Yeah.
post also.
No, I think it's all auto most of the
Oh
time. yeah.
God. Oh.
So you ever wonder if a girl walked in with like a shirt that had like two eyes here?
He's pointing to his chest.
Yes,
Audience.
yes. For those
It
people
would
listening
enlarge
on
It would
radio.
enlarge the eyes.
Yes.
Yes. On your chest.
On your chest.
Thank
Don't
you.
get any Cyclops ideas, okay?
You could just not wear the t-shirt and paint the eyes.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's even better. I like that. Okay, that's.
Actually, they kind of look like maybe it would just auto detect anyway.
For people who have brown eyes.
I mean, it must cope with multiple different coloured eyes.
Yeah,
right?
have to,
So,
yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
Those
okay,
are some
well,
big pupils.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nipple.
Poking up.
Okay. Thank you, Jamin.
With
Thank
that
you.
nice
Cheers.
close-up sound.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay. Okay. What do you think about that? I think that.
You know
would
that
be
Brian has a
nipple?
A pierced nipple.
Just. I don't think I want to know about.
How do you know
Brian's
this?
You don't want to see it?
I don't want to see it. I don't think.
would actually.
Everybody who
Excuse me, if you have a friend with a pierced nipple, look, eventually you're going to find out.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, yeah.
Dude, I slept in the same room as Bion for like a week. How do I not know this?
You should have known that.
Well, you hit it.
I think because you just
Yeah.
weren't looking. You were like,
right. I was too busy
straight
staring
forward.
down.
down or straight forward, out the window, desperately trying not to look in his general
Maybe he
direction.
wasn't wearing it. Maybe
He wasn't
that's
wearing
before he
anything?
got. No, maybe he wasn't wearing the ring.
No, I think he's had it for a while.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I reckon he has one elsewhere.
That's fine.
as well.
I don't have a problem with
He
it.
hasn't shown me his other one yet. I reckon he has another one.
Okay.
Somewhere else.
On his junk, not his pixels.
Yeah, I think, that requires a bit of pixel junking to
Okay.
And that's how you'll know that you're
Well done, sir.
good friends.
He's pretty cool.
Yeah. Just be like,
If anybody has seen it, let us know.
Please write in.
Please write into
Send in
podcast.
your best pictures.
Yeah.
Send your best pictures.
Print
Not of your
podcast.
own. Not of your own. Not of anybody's. Right.
Oh God, thank you for saying that. I'm gonna get some bad emails.
Photoshops are welcome. If you want to Photoshop
No. Do not encourage that kind of behavior.
No.
Send any questions
That'd be a horrible
about
idea.
Bion's piercings to podcast@q-games.com. You can follow us on Twitter at PixelJunk News or at PixelJunk Radio. You can follow me on Twitter at Ariolotti. That's ARIELOTTI.
Dylan Cuthbert, DYLANCUTHBRT.
Jamin Kessler at that guy with more followers than Ariel.
We didn't talk about that. We're gonna have to talk about what happened with our contest.
Contest, yeah.
Next
Ariel
week.
lost.
I lost. Yeah.
It was
And
a
had to eat
bloodbath.
crumpet. Do the crumpet.
If it was any more of a bloodbath, I would have gargled with it.
Oh. I can give you some blood.
Took a weird turn.
Did you want my bloody rag?
Okay.
We're giving that away. That's a prize.
That's gonna turn bad.
Okay, Chris.
I don't know how they could possibly misinterpret that. My Twitter handle is Kobun Heat. It's KOBUNHEAT.
Yes.
Yes.
Just my name, Garnett Lee, GARNETTLEE.
Okay. You can review us on iTunes. We would really appreciate if you would review us on iTunes. And we appreciate anyone who has already reviewed us. You can like us on Facebook at our PixelJunk Radio fan page or at the PixelJunk page.
Interestingly, you can't dislike us, which is a good thing.
Yeah. Don't dislike us.
Yeah.
Well, don't speak yet. F8 is going on right now as we're recording. Well, actually, a little while from now. So who knows what Facebook is transforming?
Oh my
into.
god, yeah. It's been changing a bit, hasn't it?
There's been a huge change in the works.
Oh dear.
So that'll be exciting. We'll see how that will affect the PixelJunk fan pages.
They're going to call it Body Book. The face is not enough.
Face
They want the
is-
whole damn thing.
Piercing book.
Right.
Oh, God.
No. Does anyone have any last words to share
Before we die.
Before we
Is this the last thing?
Before we just pass out.
We're going to reach rapture.
I thank you for having me on.
Okay.
You enjoyed it?
It was yes.
Enjoyed it?
was
It's a
great
fun podcast.
Yes, it is. It's a great podcast. Thank you for having me. When I come back to
Okay.
Kyoto in a few years, and have me back on.
For sure.
Next time we get Duncan on as well.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Oh,
but that'll
geez.
be
Do you want
exciting.
that?
Sure, you've been promising that. I don't.
Seriously, it's dangerous.
It'll get even more like
Like the stuff he comes out with.
Yeah,
the stuff he comes out with.
A lot of it
I
we
would
can't
not
actually
let my
put on
grandma
the
listen to
podcast.
that podcast.
Right.
But your mom, it might be okay.
Oh, my mum does listen to the podcast. So.
But not your grandma.
My grandma, I would not let her listen to it. I mean, she'd want to listen, I think.
She doesn't know about it, and that's
open-minded.
how
That's
they're
cool.
keeping it. Yeah,
That's fine.
right,
But,
exactly.
you know, she's like 92 or something.
Fair enough.
Maybe she's 91, but she's pretty old.
You know, I just really quick off topic.
Okay.
I don't want to break up the conversation.
before we
or
go
anything.
out, yeah.
I have to discuss this.
Okay.
I had a patentable idea.
Oh,
I
excellent.
think that can make us millions. I want to get your opinion
Okay,
on this.
okay.
What about a porn site? Hear me out here.
That's new.
That looks like Facebook. It'll be a fake social network with all really, really hot girls, and they can call it Book.
It was just quiet.
We could patent this. And
Sure.
What makes you think this doesn't exist already?
I have no idea.
I bet it does. I bet if
But it's not patented. It may exist, but it's not patented.
Oh, so you could just patent it.
Yeah, we just patent it right now.
There you go.
That's
Okay.
that's how you
I
patent
think,
things.
but you'd
yeah.
have to change the name in English. That people shag book, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
You have to localize it.
You have to localize it.
I guess that's
Yeah,
true.
that's true. You can localize
Okay,
it.
and with that lovely thought,
We had so many great ways to end this podcast. It was like, let's end it on that little anecdote. No, we'll move on. We'll end it on this. No. Stop, everybody.
Let's have another one.
I have a great ending.
Nipple.
Okay, until next
You
episode.
really want to end it? I mean,
That's just much fun.
Until
let's just
next
take the mic with us.
Never end.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the podcast that never ends. Can I stop singing this song, Damon? Sing
We
it.
should do a marathon, a 24-hour marathon.
This
Oh,
is
that would be lovely.
You would.
Not with a one drink rule.
Yeah.
No, with the one
No.
drink rule. No.
No,
That would be
Well, you know
forgotten.
what you do is you cycle people out, and then you
okay.
and then you do you raise money for charity,
site did that 24-hour like gameathon thing last year?
Screw Attack?
I think I remember.
Loading Ready Run. Game Informer. Game Informer did a 24-hour, I think, gaming marathon.
Yeah, and they're all sitting there with beanbags and stuff. And,
right.
And it was Little Big Planet or something like that.
Oh, did they? Yeah.
Or maybe, yeah. But I know, I switched on and I looked, on the net and I watched them, and they were just like sitting there going.
Just dazed and confused.
They were like,
drool cup under the chin.
Right.
One of them would just go up and scratch his butt a bit and then get back down. And then what a guy would just get up and just he'd like shamble over to the toilet.
It was probably hugely successful for them. They probably had millions of viewers.
And every now and then they would like flick to the Little Big Planet screen.
Yeah.
And it would like be showing like and their play on Little Big Planet was just so bad. They were playing like some of the mini games. Little Big Planet 2.
Oh, okay.
And like and they were just playing so badly and like hitting all the walls and stuff. And then and then
that's the Little Big Planet. That's just the controls.
That's true.
They're not really.
They kept missing their jumps. They must have been really tired.
And then it switches back to me just like
Eyes wide open.
zombies.
Yeah.
That really did not work. It was not a good advertisement for the game. Advertisement.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
No.
Let's come back to episode 17 and do another awesome episode this time with Duncan. Yeah. Okay. So until
Without these
then.
two, there's only these two.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Guys.
Thanks, Duncan.
Sorry. Sorry, guys. Until
Duncan's worth two US reporters. What do you call
US Americans.
Journalists.
U.S. Americans. Until next time. Peace, love, and PixelJunk.
Someone's like, yeah, he writes for Wired. And I was like,
oh no.
I didn't say
Long trip.
cancel. What's up, dude? Nice to meet
How's
you.
it going? What's your name again?
Jamin?
Jamin.
Yeah.
Very nice to meet you.
Yeah.
That's all I had to do.
I like Wired.
His name dropped the.
What do you write for Wired?
I am the editor of the video game section of the website.
Editor on Wired. Damn it.
The website, though, not the magazine. Everybody likes the magazine.
What is the fucking other one who came here? What the hell does he do? He doesn't write for Wired. Yeah, he doesn't write for Wired. What was that guy?
Well, just I mean, Jamin's,
His sister looks good all day.
He's a programmer.
Chiseled chin and his
He does?
his muscular chest and his
Attractive name.
rippling biceps. Sorry, I'm getting off topic.
No, I think you're very much on.
You're not recording, are you?
Yeah, I totally am recording.
Awesome.
Oh, good.
Listen to it, and it sounds like it's going to be good.
We're running this? Great.
Like this.
Very good.
We're going back to omnidirectional mode.
Yeah. Is that the one that says boob or the other mode? Or no, it's just they all say boob.
No, it says boob. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pattern.
I can't let anyone not see that when they first see the mic. It says boob.
Yep.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's
This is
totally.
going to be a good podcast.
It's gonna be a great podcast.
I can tell.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've done this.
Yeah.
We've been busy with SideScroller, and I'm the one who has to like put these together.
Oh, okay.
So,
Stop being
Right.
lazy.
Right.
yeah.
What's
Okay.
so the screens
Still
are
on the button?
bouncing the sound waves back at us?
What are you, like a physicist?
Okay, well, I will go check to see if Dylan is ready.
Cool. And Garen and I will sit here and discuss absolutely nothing of interest that we might do during the podcast because it's going to be a normal podcast. It is how you say le podcast. By the way, I didn't realize we were recording, so if anything from the podcast makes
We're not
it in
recording.
about
No
was in
waveform.
there.
Oh, okay, good. Wow.
No waveform. Mike's hot, but
That
there's
was-
no waveform.
Oh,
Okay,
she said
it
she was
is
recording.
A very, very sexy mic.
Not unless our software works differently than any other software we use because there's no waveform.
Uh-oh.
Excellent. Good. Then-
Terrible.
Then I know. I think we're safe.
Oh,
It's
man.
reading good levels.
We had comedy gold there. Yeah, no, it's looking good.
Total comedy gold. Okay, wait. She's back. What?
You know, I recorded all that.
No, you didn't.
He says no.
There's no waveform. You think I woke up yesterday or
Actually,
something?
We woke up yesterday. Am I moving over? Or? Okay,
Okay,
well, let's just switch there.
But it's not making
Then I
any
can stare
waveform.
at these.
It only makes like
Excellent.
Willing to laugh.
If we say anything wrong.
Oh, dude, then I can sit awkwardly and stare
don't listen to
silently
that.
at Ariel, just like a real marriage.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, cool.
That's like a real marriage.
No, don't listen.
We used to have something in common.
Yeah, not anymore.
I have to listen to it. Okay. I mean, it sounds fun.
Oh, really? Oh, we're recording the opening. Of course. I was gonna open it before so that we don't have to have that sound.
Yeah, but no, we
want that sound.
The good news here, Dylan, is that our beer was brewed for good times.
Oh yeah. This is the dodgy stuff.
I know you're not even drinking beer.
It's not the real beer.
Look, it's the real beer.
I'm sorry. You know what? This is he's a guest.
He's a guest?
Well, he's not real. He's not real.
He's not real.
When you're here all the time.
Dylan, I learned my lesson.
I'm like
this
a 1.5
is the last of the
developer
fake
now.
beer that I bought.
Okay.
This is the last of it. So after this, you are in the clear. There's real beer.
Good stuff. Okay.
Because I go out
Are we
and buy
recording?
these things. Yeah.
You got to clear out the hot potion.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, was the sound all right?
It's all good.
Wide
We're good.
range?
Yeah, it has to be on omnidirectional.
Yeah, we don't
So
have any choice there.
it's okay. It'll be good. It'll be crazy. Okay, do you want to do this?
All right.
Okay.